Is it who or is it whom? The eternal question. It's like the riddle of the Sphinx. It's like unlocking the lament configuration, like trying to find the lost library of Alexandria. Or maybe it's as simple as he and him. I know the question of whom is largely academic these days. The word is rapidly becoming archaic if it's not already there. And even when somebody uses who incorrectly, it's never really done in a way that causes any confusion. Everybody understands what you're trying to say. Language changes, language evolves, so what does it matter if we stop saying whom? I don't care. Do whatever you want. But since you asked, this is something that comes up in my class's grammar discussions very frequently, and no matter how many times I go over it, it seems like they can never remember the rule. Okay, for the 10th time since February, when do we say who and when do we say whom? Whom is formal. No. You use whom like when there's more than one. No, it's not plural. Past tense! No, pronouns do not have tense. Who and whom are a pronoun pair. And like everything else that comes in pairs, there are two of them. I and me, he and him, she and her, they and them, who and whom. The first pronoun in each pair is the subject pronoun. It's used when the word is the subject of a clause. The second pronoun is an object pronoun. It's used when the word is an object in the clause. The subject is what the clause is about. The object is another noun that is being acted upon. In the sentence, she ran to them, she is the subject pronoun, and them is an object pronoun. But I couldn't swap either one of them with the other pronoun in the pair. The sentence just wouldn't work. Her ran to they sound like I'm having a stroke. So if you're trying to figure out if you should use who or whom, replace it with another pronoun. If you replace it with a subject pronoun and it works, you should say who. If you replace it with an object pronoun and it works, you should say whom. You know, her gets on my nerves every time I look at this list, because without that word, I could just explain it very easily by saying the object pronouns all have an M in them. It'd be very easy to remember. I keep trying to convince him to change it to herm, but apparently that's not how it works, and we don't have the authority to do that sort of thing in this Jersey Mike's. Whatever. So let's say, for instance, somebody left their headlights on, but you don't know whose car it is. If you walk into the room and say, blank owns the Chevy Tahoe, would you say she owns it or her owns it? Right, she. So as a question, it starts with who. Who owns the Chevy Tahoe? But if you found out an old friend from college got married, you would say Linda married blank? Would you say Linda married him or Linda married he? Yep. Technically, the correct question is Linda married whom? I know. You're never going to say it that way. I'm not even going to ask you to say it that way. It's enough for me to know that I've planted that seed in your mind so that when you say it the other way, somewhere you know that you're wrong. It's the little joys we get from being an English teacher. And sometimes if the sentence doesn't make sense either way, once you replace the pronoun, you might have to rearrange the words a little bit. I don't know blank this belongs to. Well, you wouldn't say they this belongs to or them this belongs to, would you? So you juggle the word to a spot where it does work. This belongs to them. Object pronoun, whom. And the correct phrase would now become, I don't know to whom this belongs. And then everybody will stare at you for saying it that way. At least in my experience. But then I can just remind them that I wrote books, so